That's the first time I lit up a cigarette. I was 17.
I remember the first time I got caught, or they got caught, my friends. We were smoking at the neighbor's house. The people were gone, several of us gals, and I was in high school, I think. And my mother called for me to go to the store and get something, and I begged everyone to come with me, nobody would. While I was gone, her sister came home, caught them all, and I got off free.
The first time I remember smoking was in high school. And we had a little coffee shop we went to after school. And those who were brave enough to smoke would light up a cigarette. That's my earliest memories. So that was about a junior in high school. I was 16.
When I was in nurses training, I came home from for the weekend or whatever, and I was going out on a date, and I dropped my purse and my cigarettes fell out. And my father said, "Oh, I thought you were a nice girl." I didn't quit until my children were in school. Actually, that was the stimulus to quit, and I didn't want them to smoke.
When I kept coughing and stuff, I kept coughing up that yellow, hard stuff. I said, oh, it's time for me to quit. I said, God, I need help.
My whole life I wanted to quit. I was never comfortable doing it. And so I took a chance. I used just about everything. I used the gum and I used the lozenges, and I finally got to the patch. And that's what I had the most luck with of all. And it worked quite well, but eventually I would go back to smoking. After I would use the patch the full 10 weeks and then go back to smoking. And I finally had enough of that because that patch is wonderful. That patch totally takes the desire for smoking out of you.
There weren't any programs, or like they have patches and things now. There wasn't anything like that. You just had to quit. And so I quit cold turkey.
I got on my knees and I started praying and asking God to help me to quit smoking. It was kind of hard at first. And then I said, well, if He's going to take it away, I ain't going to worry about it. So He took it away and that was it.
On August 1st, I think that was 2011, and I had had a cigarette and I was so disgusted with myself, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I started on the patch, and I had made my mind that this was it. I was not going back to smoking because those patches are expensive. And so I did. I went the full 10 weeks, and then I had no desire to smoke during that time, and I just kept going, and I was done with it. 1 month went by, 2 months went by, and I was free. And I've been free ever since, and it's the best feeling in the world.
Ooh, is to look at them cigarettes and you know you can't smoke, you don't want to smoke no more. Then sometimes you be looking at them again. Should I get another cigarette? And it was hard. And I be looking, oh, them Newport sure look good, huh? That's what I used to say. Then I said, well, if I can do this here, I can quit smoking. I took the last cigarette, then I took a cigarette out the pack and gave it to the lady on the bus stop.
Parting with my ashtray, my lighter, and my pack of cigarettes was the hardest part of all. Because you're tempted to stick them away in the cupboard just in case you're gonna want one. You know, you're tempted to do that. And I had to throw them. I had to get rid of them.
Well, when you would have a cigarette after meals, especially when you went out to eat with friends and whatever, and you couldn't have, you didn't want to have a cigarette, and everybody else is having a cigarette. That was difficult.
You gotta have something to do. You can't be just sitting in your apartment, watching television and not expect to smoke, because your hands are free and you're sitting there, you're relaxed, and the natural thing is to light up a cigarette when you don't have anything to do. So I made sure I was busy.
things to put in your mouth because it's a mouth thing.
Mhm.
Have inspirational things
Mm.
to keep you from smoking, something to look at and read and whatever.
Mm.
And now they have the phone calls that you can make to people,
Mm.
which is, I think, a wonderful idea, because then you can talk about it and get it out.
My tip is slack down on smoking. When you're out, don't go get no more. Just say I'm giving up smoking 'cause I want to live a little longer. That's way I thought about it. When I used to smoke, I said, well, if I want to live to see my grandkids and my kids, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna ask God to help me.
Try the patch. I've told 100 people to try the patch. Every time I meet somebody who smokes, I tell them, I've been 18 months without a cigarette, I said, and I owe it to the patch and the good Lord. And they look at me and some people have tried it, you know, and have done like I did and went back to smoking every time. And so I don't know, you plant seeds, that's all you do. You just plant seeds and hope people will take you up on it, you know. But sticking with the patch is number 2. Stick with it all the way through the 10 weeks and it will quit for you. It works.
One of the things is to make an incentive for yourself, like something you would like to do, like go out to eat or go to a movie or go to a play, something with your money that you have, take a class. And if you look at it over the long term, a year's worth of money on cigarettes, especially now, would give you a nice trip.
I was so proud of myself. I walked around here with my head held high. I was free of that awful, awful habit.
Oh, you can breathe. You can walk and not get out of breath. Yeah. And then you ain't got to worry about the cigarette odor on your clothes and stuff, you know. And you can walk, you ain't got to be stopping every 1 block or 2 blocks trying to catch breath.
Oh, well, I had chronic sinusitis and I have allergies, so of course I always had lots of allergy problems, you know, runny eyes, runny nose, all that stuff, and that really did decrease when I quit smoking. And it's such an addiction that was something you had to work through.
I had 2 granddaughters who I would visit them. They lived out of town and I would visit my son's house, and I had 2 teenage granddaughters who watched every move I made, and they were so against my smoking, and that was a credit to them, you know. And so I think they were pretty happy when I quit. Everybody was happy. My daughter was thrilled, my son was thrilled, everybody was happy when I quit.
Oh, better. I didn't talk about, you know, your clothes smelled, your hair smelled, your furniture smelled, your curtains smelled, your car smelled, everything was smelly.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I feel like I'm in sync with my life. I'm moving along and doing what I can do, and I'm making the most of it. I've overcome probably one of the worst habits you can have. And it's just every day you notice it.
Oh, I feel wonderful. I do. Sometimes people ask me, so how you feel not smoking? I say, I feel like a little teenager, 11 years old, 12 years old. I feel like that. Yeah, feel just like that. And my kids ask me, say, Mama, how do you keep your face looking like that? I said, I don't smoke. And that's how I keep my face like that. When you smoke drains you. Drains your whole body. So I feel good not smoking. Sure do. I can walk a little faster. I can talk a little faster. I can breathe good.